human rights lawyer Femi Falana has vowed to take legal action against former military President General Ibrahim Babangida over human rights violations during his regime. Speaking on national television, Falana accused Babangida of orchestrating the wrongful arrests of activists, including himself, the late Chief Gani Fahimi, and Dr. Beko Ransom Kuti. He also condemned the execution of Major General Mamman Vatsa over an alleged phantom coup. Falana criticized Babangida's refusal to apologize for the annulment of the June 12 election and alleged government involvement in the murder of journalist Dele Giwa. Declaring his resolve, Falana said no apology has been offered and he will sue the former military president for massive human rights violations. Now, live to discuss this, we're joined by lawyer Vincent Ottaokpukpu. Vincent, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us once again this afternoon. Now, Vincent,
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. From a legal ground, Vincent, does Femi Falana have any right to sue the former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, over alleged human rights violations and that occurred during his tenure decades ago?
Yes. Thank you for the wonderful question. The learned senior advocate, Mr. Femi Falana, has the constitutional right to enforce his right, which has been trampled upon or breached by the former military junta, IBB. And having admitted in the book launched, in the book of such violations and all those things, that has also given credence to the suit. Section 46 of the 1999 Constitution laconically and copiously provided for the access to court, rights granted and given to all citizens of Nigeria, including Chief Femi Falana, who have alleged that his right in 1992 was trampled upon by the unlawful, illegal, and incessant arrest and detention. You know, he was part of the people that organized a protest called Babangida Must Go protest, of which they were arrested in Lagos and brought to Abuja and was detained at the Kuje prison in Abuja here. He also alleged that he was taken to Gowada Magistrate Court and the order was made for their detention, as the case may be. And before you know it, the same military junta, IBB, postponed the transition to civil law program, which was the anchor point upon which they were arrested. So there was no, at that point, there was no basis for the arrest and detention becomes illegal because he has postponed the transition to civil law program. So the rights, the fundamental human rights, which is enshrined in the Constitution from section 33 to section 43 of the Constitution, are inalienable rights. They are rights that are, so some professors and some scholars have said that those fundamental rights, the one like he has alleged, right to dignity of human person, right to personal liberty, and right to movement, are all enshrined as inalienable right of man, which is part of man and ordained by God at the Garden of Eden. Now, the Constitution prohibits you to restrict somebody's movement for unjustifiable reasons, unless the person has committed an offense known by law. That is the provisions of the Constitution. Now, when you subject the person to inhuman or degrading treatment by detention in a bad place that does not warrant, suggest, that's not good for human dignity, that is also breach of his right as contained in section 34 of the Constitution. Then the right to personal liberty, right to personal liberty is section 35, which his right has been detained because it was confined in a place. Then section 40, right to movement, as the case may be. So the give and take by accumulation of all these rights, which is also apart from the constitutional provision in 1999 Constitution, which has amended those rights justiciable, as the case may be. The African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ratification and Enforcement Act, I think Cap 94, they are about 1990, have also granted, which Nigeria is a signatory to, it has, by section 12 of the Constitution, has also granted the citizens of Africa the right to approach court, the domestic court, to approach even domestic court in Nigeria because of ratification, to enforce their right which they have infringed. So that book, which wherein IBB admitted to have, by way of apology or one thing or the other, is an admission. It doesn't matter that he has lasted 10 years, 5 years, as the case may be. A breach of fundamental human rights is a breach of fundamental human rights. It can happen to anybody.
Yeah, but Vincent, Vincent, these admissions that Babangida gave were admissions of instances that happened inside of a military dispensation. He was a general back then. So what are the challenges that he might find that's Falana now as he's trying to bring Babangida to account?
It doesn't matter. There may not be much pecuniary interest. Well, there won't be much what you stand to gain. But to be able to make a declaration, the court to make a declaration that his right was violated. You know, it's a different thing that you know that someone arrested you, but the person never admitted they arrested you. The arrest I did was illegal and unlawful. But if there's a pronouncement by a court of law that so and so thing happened so and so year, it was unlawful, it was illegal, as the case may be. Because they got that even Chief Yemi that went to court to go and secure their release in Lagos was also arrested for going to court and was brought to the same Kuje prison in Abuja. You can imagine when your lawyer who is fighting for your release is also in the same detention with you, as the case may be. So we may not have to look, we don't have to look about what he might achieve to get at maybe 30-something years after or what have you. But let it be on record that so and so arrest was done so and so year, and the court have declared the arrest illegal, unconstitutional, and also granted and also pronounced the fundamental right of Nigerian citizens not to be subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment as against the Constitution, and also for their right to personal liberty to be denied from them against the Constitution, and for their right to movement, as the case may be, to be denied from them. So it's not a question of what she stands to gain that something years thereafter.
Okay, then Vincent.
Because a lot of this went wrong during this military regime, as the case may be. A lot of rights we are trampled upon. The press we are caged. Citizens we are denied right to even to free speech. Fundamental human rights we are denied, as the case may be.
All right, then, Vincent.
These rights are not creation of any law. These rights are not creation of any man. These rights are not creation of any military junta or military administration. That's why they continue to trample upon it. They try to cage people not to exercise their rights. Their rights were ordained, those rights were ordained by God, like I said, at the Garden of Eden, upon creation of man. So it is as old as life itself.
All right, then, Vincent. I want to say thank you, Vincent. Yeah, I think you've given us the crux of it, and very, very professionally as well. Vincent, I want to say thank you very much, and of course, as always, we'll continue to come to you with matters of the sort. Thank you, Vincent.